Okay, so I've done Gen 1 and Gen 2 so far. So now it's time to get into Gen 3, which is one of my favorite generations overall. Starting with the Sceptile line. I'm just going to say it now. Sceptile is the hot Sceptile is the next member of the Big 16. It was at one point my favorite Pokemon ever. Honestly, like almost a decade ago. I love its design so much. It has one of my favorite megas ever. Loved it in the anime. By the way, both Trico and Grovyle are. A lot of what I'm saying about Sceptile also applies to them. Uh, they're both like low adores. I prefer Trico a little bit to Grovyle. But yeah, Sceptile is just awesome in so many ways. And like just and like I it's the one I use the most often when I play any Gen 3 or Hoenn games. And it's always been a blast to use. And yeah, it's always been my favorite Gen 3 starter. And it's overall my second favorite starter. Torchic, I don't have many opinions on. It's cute, but not much else. Combuskin, I don't like its design. It's just too goofy and it looks kind of phallic. If you know, you know. Blaziken, I really like Blaziken. Nice design, pretty cool mega. I think it's really funny that for a couple generations it was like banned in OU because of speed boost. And it's just a pretty cool Pokemon overall. I love Mudkip. It's just a cute little guy. Probably about probably about there. It's a cute little guy. Memes are kind of funny. And anytime I use Swampert, I enjoy quite a bit. Marshtomp, I really like Marshtomp. It would be in love, but its design is just a bit too goofy for me. And I don't know. I don't like the colors that much, to be honest. I don't know why, but yeah. Swampert is a very low love, like probably right about there. It's of like the few times I've used it over Sceptile, it's been pretty fun to use. Always a great Pokemon to have. I mean, Water Ground, amazing type. And like, it doesn't have the same cute factor Mudkip does, but it does a lot for me, and yeah, I really like it. Poochyena, I think is kind of cute, and I honestly like the guy. And Mightyena is I really like Mightyena. Like I know most people forget about it, but it's always been there as a Pokemon I just really like, especially early on in Gen 3 playthroughs. It can be kind of useful, especially in the Oras, where you can get one that just has a elemental fang attack like right at the start. It's super good. And yeah, I've always enjoyed using my Anna. Galarian Zigzagoon and Galarian Linoon are both really like. Same with regular Linoon, honestly. Zigzagoon is just alike. I don't really have as many opinions on Zigzagoon as I do the other three. Galarian Zigzagoon, love the design, love the coloring, and is just really cool Pokemon. Really like what they did with the Galarian forms. Same with Linoon. And Galarian Linoon, just really cool. Regular Linoon, I really like how it has Belly Drum, so it can be like a little setup sweeper. So yeah, I really like them. Wurmple, I do not have any opinions on Wurmple. I don't have any opinion. Where did it go? Where did Silcoon go? Oh, there's. I don't have any opinions on Silcoon. Don't have any opinions on Cascoon. Honestly, I don't really have any opinions on Beautifly either. They're just kind of boring to me. Like, everything they do, I think the Butterfree line just did kind of better. Like the spikes, I guess, are kind of cool, and it looks more like a cocoon. But they just aren't doing it for me. Dustox, I will say, I have used Dustox in a Nuzlocke before, and it was actually kind of fun to use. And I like its design a lot more than I do Beautiflies, which is what puts in like. Lotad, I think, is just kind of a funny little guy. Same with Lombre. I've used him in a couple Nuzlockes, and they've been pretty good both times. Ludicolo is a funny guy. Really like him, especially with the whole stuff with Maribee. And yeah, I think Ludicolo is just pretty cool. Like its whole vibe. There was the Ludicolo. Oh wait, I forgot to mention with Mightyena. The Mightyena from I think it was Brilliant Star. It was either Brilliant Stars or Astral Radiance. I think it was Astral Radiance. I really liked that Mightyena because it worked really well in my Zoroark toolbox and as like a Mew counter. So yeah, that's one of the other reasons why Mightyena is so high. But for Ludicolo, there was the Ludicolo from the Gen 3 era that I think is really cool with the whole like draw a card and do more damage for Pokemon in play that you would use with Macargo. I think that was really cool. C dot. I honestly don't have any opinions on C dot. Nuzleaf is kind of cool. I really like it. I honestly like its design quite a bit. Shiftry. Shiftry's down here. Shiftry has a really cool design, I will say. And there was the Shiftry from the Gen 5 era that got banned because of how broken Forest of Giant Plants was. That I think was really funny because it went from a bulk card to like an absolutely broken card overnight because of one stadium, which I will never not find crazy. But like I've never really used it, probably because I almost always play like anytime I go for a grass type, I'm either picking Sceptile or Ludicolo. Or Breloom. We'll get to Breloom shortly. So I never really pick Shiftry. I think it's cool, and I do like it. The whole thing that's got going on with its feet, but it's never been that special to me. Tailo, I think, is one of the better first stage birds. I think its design is just kind of cool. Swellow is pretty damn cool. I used it quite a bit on multiple playthroughs, and I liked it in the anime, especially the fact that there was like a shiny Swellow at some point. That was cool. Wingull, I don't have any opinions on Wingull. It's just kind of there for me. Pelipper, I think is kind of goofy, but in like a good way. I will say, I think Cramorant did what it does, or what like it could have done better. I do think it's funny that it became like an actual like really good Pokemon when it got Drizzle, and like it. I've enjoyed using it on like the one or two playthroughs I've had to use it. So yeah, Ralts is pretty cute, but it I do kind of find it frustrating to get, especially in Hoenn games, because like it's like super rare. But I like Ralts. Kirlia is pretty cool. I like its little ballerina thing it's got going on, and I just think it's really cool. And I like the refinement Kirlia, the recent one that's pretty good as like a draw engine. So yeah, Kirlia is pretty cool. I love Gardevoir. It's just I've used it on like I think I used it on my BDSP playthrough and my Legends Arceus playthrough, and both times it was a very valuable player. And like it's grown on me a lot as time has went on, and it's probably yeah, probably about there. And I think its design is really cool. It has its mega is really awesome, and especially its shiny mega, one of the best shinies in the whole series. And yeah, it's like especially in my Shining Pearl playthrough, it was like I think it's the thing that won me the battle against Cynthia, which I'll always appreciate. So yeah, Gardevoir is pretty high up. Maybe should, would I put it ahead of Alolan Vulpix? Yeah, I think I would put it slightly ahead of Alolan Vulpix. Yeah. Surskit, I think, is very cute. I'm gonna be honest now. Masquerain, I think, is one of the most Masquerain and Surskit are two of the most underrated Pokemon in my opinion. I love their designs, and I've used them on a couple playthroughs, and they've both been pretty fun to use, especially Masquerain. I don't know what it is about Masquerain. I love its design, especially the little wing things, and also Surskit has that one meme that I think is very cute. So yeah, I really like these two. Masquerain's honestly kind of close to love, but like I've only used it on the like one or two playthroughs, but both times it was pretty cool. Shroomish, I think it's really funny. He's just a little guy, little dude. Breloom is one of my favorite Pokemon. I would probably put it. Honestly, I would probably put it right about. This is actually kind of a toughie. Would I put it ahead of Umbreon? I would definitely put it ahead of Ampharos. Yeah, I would put it ahead of Umbreon. I think Breloom is just awesome. Great design. I've used it on plenty of playthroughs, and it's always been a very cool guy. I really like how it has, I think, Technician, Poison Heal, a bunch of like interesting abilities to use. I've always liked stuff like its like substitute Focus Punch set, and it's just always been a very valuable Pokemon to me. Slackoth is okay. Vigoroth is actually pretty cool. And Slacking, surprisingly enough, is one of my absolute favorite Pokemon. Now, let's get the obvious out of the way. Truant is the worst ability in all of Pokemon. I think it's even worse than Slow Start. And it completely holds Slacking back. That doesn't change the fact that I have always loved Slacking. I love its design so much. And anytime I get a chance to use a Slacking on any playthrough, I'll take it because it's so powerful. And yes, Truant nerfs it. But it doesn't change how much I like enjoy using it. And like I had this one set in Gen 6 where I would run Slacking with a Galvantula that had a Gastro Acid. And I would use that set to I would use Gastro Acid to turn off Truant and turn Slacking into just an absolute monster. And that was just so satisfying. So yeah, Slacking is one of my favorite Pokemon ever. Nincada is just kind of there for me. Ninjask, I think, is really awesome. I'd probably put it, yeah, probably about there. Really cool design. Love the whole speed boost thing it's got going on. And like, I don't know. I live in Texas, so cicadas are like pretty common. And I'm pretty sure Ninjask is based off of Cicada. I could be wrong about that, but I'm just gonna go with it now. And I really like cicadas. And yeah, that applies to Ninjask. And then Shedinja is just one of the, Shedinja is just one of the coolest Pokemon ever. Like, Wonder Guard is the coolest ability in the entire series, and nothing comes close. And just It's the best gimmick Pokemon out there. Honestly, yeah, probably about here. A little bit below Grovyle, but Wonder Guard plus the 1 HP thing is just really cool. And like Shedinja's always been, I always try to get Shedinja because it's just that useful, especially in like just playthroughs where it can completely wall a team depending on the circumstance. It's just, it's so cool. It's not like that much farther ahead because also its design is awesome. Mainly because like its stats are just not that good. Like even its attack is kind of mediocre. That holds it back from what it could. It could be even cooler if it like just like had less defense and just focused more on its attacking power. But that's kind of besides the point. Whismur is just kind of cute. Loudred is I don't know. I honestly don't like Loudred's design that much, but I have experience using it. And Exploud, I love Explouds. Probably a little ahead of Vaporeon. I used an Exploud in a very recent playthrough of Alpha Sapphire as a Nuzlocke. And Exploud was the MVP. And ever since then, I've grown to love Exploud a lot more. It's just awesome in just like every way. I love its design, and if and or when they introduce a sound type, Exploud should absolutely be the first one they give it to. It's just really awesome. What did I just move? Or did I move anything? Oh, I accidentally moved Pineco. I think Pineco goes like here. Was that where Pineco was before? I'm just gonna assume that's where it was and move on. Makuhita is cute. Hariyama, I really like Hariyama. Cool guy. Azurill used to be a Pokemon I did not like that much because I had a really bad experience with it in Black 2 playthrough. But it's grown on me a lot, and just the simple fact that it's the only Pokemon that can canonically transition will always be kind of sweet to me. Azurill and Marill are trans icons. Nosepass is just kind of there for me. I don't really have any opinions on Skitty or Delcatty. They're kind of boring. Normalize sucks. They're just there. I love Sableye so much. Probably. Would I put it ahead of Grovyle? No. Sableye's awesome. Just really cool Pokemon. Love its typing, love its design, love its mega, love everything about it. It's just an awesome Pokemon in so many ways. Mawile, I like its design, but not much else. Aron, love Aron. Cute little guy, little dude, little man. I love him. Lairon is pretty cool, but has nothing on Aggron. Aggron is my 17th favorite Pokemon, and he's very close to the big 16, but just misses it by the tiniest of margins. Aggron has, in my opinion, probably I would honestly say probably the second best design in all of Pokemon. We'll get to my favorite design at a later point in time, but Aggron is just the coolest. Aggron honestly may just be the coolest Pokemon ever. Just its design, its typing, Its mega is kind of meh. Like, its mega is probably one of the main things keeping it from the top from the Big 16. But it's just such an awesome Pokemon. And also, I haven't really had a chance to use it in any playthroughs, which kind of holds it back a little. But yeah, Aggron is so awesome. Meditite is just kind of there for me. Medicham would probably be alongside Meditite if it wasn't for the same Nuzlocke, where I used Medicham, and Mega plus huge power was just insane. Electrike, I don't really have any opinions on Electrike. Manectric is pretty cool. Plusle and Minun, I think they're some of the better Pikachu clones. Or well, I like their like little gimmick of plus and minus. I think it's cute. I do not like Volbeat. I just don't like Volbeat. Illumise gets kind of a pass. Roselia, I believe Roselia to be one of the just most elegant Pokemon out there. Just I don't know, just something about its design has always appealed to me like a lot. I just think it's very pretty. And I love the rose thing it has going on. I just think it's very cute. Gulpin is Swalot is kind of funny. Carvana and Sharpedo both get really their designs are just like the right amount of edgy. Yeah, they're just pretty awesome. Pretty awesome guys. Wailmer, I think, is pretty funny. And Wailord. Wailord's big. And I love that about him. Honestly, would I put it ahead of Grovyle? Nah, I would keep it like about there. No, the main reason why Wailord is so high up is because back a couple years ago in the TCG, one of the best decks in the expanded format was a Wailord deck, where all you would do is have this big Pokemon with so much HP that was very hard to knock it out in one hit, and just stall as much as possible, make your opponent deck out while you just have this big fucking whale that just couldn't be knocked out. And I think that it was so funny. And it just made me appreciate Wailord so much. I really like whales as is. And just having this big boy just tank everything, I just think was really funny. Numel is just kind of there for me. Camelrupt is pretty cool, like it's volcano stuff. Torkoal is also pretty cool. Spoink has a pretty cool design, but I don't have any other opinions on it. Grumpig just kind of takes Spoink and makes it bad. Spinda is only in like and not indifferent towards because of the whole gimmick with having like a million billion forms. Trapinch is very special to me because Trapinch, fun fact, was the first shiny I ever caught. It was in a Pokemon X, and it was my first ever shiny, and I've always held that Trapinch very near and dear to my heart. And I think its design is very cute. Vibrava is always... It's my least favorite of the Flygon line, by the way. Flygon, for very similar reasons to Trapinch, is also up here. It's honestly probably about there. I prefer Trapinch a little. Vibrava, just kind of not nearly as interesting as the other two to me. Flygon, I appreciate Flygon a lot, especially because of the shiny. But, I don't know, I've kind of found it I've always found it a little overrated, honestly. Like, I get why people like Flygon so much, but I don't know, I don't know. I just think it's slightly overrated. Cacnea, kind of cute. Like its whole cacti thing going on. But I think Cacturn does it just better in every way. It's just a really cool and intimidating design. Swablu is cute. And Altaria is pretty cool. I especially like its Mega. Both Zangoose and Seviper are like low really likes. They both have like pretty cool designs, and I like the whole rivalry they got going on the whole series. And yeah, they're just really cool Pokemon in general. I really like snakes, and I think Seviper does the snake idea pretty well. I especially like its tail. And while I don't really like mongooses that much, I appreciate what Zangoose got going on. And I used to have like a hyper fixation on these two. Well, the mongoose and like snake rivalry. So this was always pretty cool to me. Lunatone is just kind of alright to me. Same with Solrock. I have. Hold on, let me move that there. I have no opinions on Barboach. I barely have any opinions on Whiscash. The really only reason why it's not down there with Barboach is because of that one episode in the anime where like the dude throws a Master Ball at Whiscash and it just eats it. That's very funny. Corphish. I like Corphish. Crawdon is pretty cool. Really like its design. Baltoy, I don't have any opinions on Baltoy. Claydol is kind of cool, but it's always not been that memorable to me. Lileep, I really don't like its design, but outside of that, it's okay. Cradilly, I quite like Cradilly. I think its design is a big improvement over Lileep's. Its typing's pretty cool, honestly. I like its color scheme, and it's just pretty cool. Anorith, I think, is actually kind of cool. I think it's based off Anomalocaris, which if it is, I really like that as like, I don't know, Anomalocaris is pretty cool. Armaldo is also just a really cool Pokemon. I really like its name, Armaldo. Feebas, don't really have any opinions on Feebas. Milotic is a pretty elegant Pokemon. Castform, I think its weather gimmick's kind of cool. That's about it. Kecleon, I feel they could have done more with the whole chameleon thing, but it's alright. Shuppet is pretty cute, but I don't know, it could have done more. Bayonet is really cool, and I think its Mega is awesome. Unfortunately, I've just never used it. Duskull is pretty cool. Dusclops is awesome. Tropius is just kind of there for me. Chimecho. This is probably going to be the craziest take. There. Okay, wait. I'm going to move Trico up to here. Actually. Actually, no. Trico's there. Chimecho. I actually really love Chimecho. I've used Chimecho in a Pokemon Y playthrough, and it was, I don't know, something clicked with me that playthrough, and I've just always loved Chimecho since then. It's got a really nice design. I think it was really cute in the anime. It's just a cute little guy, and I feel more people should appreciate Chimecho. Absol is pretty cool. Nice design. Love its Mega. Why not? Yeah, why not? Snorunt, I guess there. Lele would probably be an indifferent towards if it wasn't for its mega actually kind of being cool. Spheal is just like a round ball of like just pure adorableness. Should I put it in love? Nah. It's very, very adorable. But it doesn't really have anything else going for me, personally. It's friend shape. Celio, I don't really have any opinions on Celio. Well, I mean, it's kind of cool, but not much else. Walrein is pretty awesome. I like walruses. Clamperl, don't really have any opinions on Clamperl, and honestly, same with Gorbis. And I'm just gonna say now, honestly, same with Love Disc and Shieldon. Don't really like Shieldon. Huntail is cool. Relicanth is also kind of cool. I don't like Salamence that much. I'm gonna be honest now. It's my least favorite pseudo legendary. I think it's the most basic dragon Pokemon ever. Don't get me wrong. Dragons are cool. But I think it's just because like especially compared to other dragons and especially other pseudo legendary dragons, it's just so basic and it just doesn't do it for me, man. Beldum is alright. Metang is actually kind of cool. I like its design quite a bit. And Metagross is my second favorite pseudo legendary. Yeah, probably there. Really awesome design. Really cool typing. Love how you get like as a gift from Steven. And I really awesome mega has like the best one of the best shinies in the whole franchise. It's just awesome in every way. Regirock, the Reggies are some of my favorite legendaries. Probably about here. Regirock, really cool design. Yeah. And there have been some Regirocks I've really enjoyed using in the TCG. So yeah, that gives it a boost. Regice, I love me some Regice. Really cool design. It's awesome. Yeah. That's about all I have to say about it. It's just a really awesome Pokemon. And like, honestly, ice types in general have grown on me more and more with time. And like Regice kind of embodies that for me. Registeel is actually my least favorite of my least favorite of the original Reggies. It's just never appealed to me nearly as much as Regirock and Regice, but it's still really awesome. Latios, I love Latios. It's a very adorable Pokemon. Probably about there. Really adorable Pokemon. Yeah. Latios is a little bit lower for me. It's still pretty cool, but I don't know. Latios has always appealed to me more. Probably because I play Sapphire and like Omega Sapphire more than I do Ruby and Omega Ruby. So I have access to Latios more often than Latios. Yeah, that's probably why. Kyogre, I like Kyogre quite a bit, but I don't know. Its design's never done it for me nearly as much as Groudon and Rayquaza. By the way, Groudon would be probably about. Okay, I am moving Hitmontop down like. Yeah, Hitmontop's like there. Groudon's really cool. I really like the funny rivalry he and Kyogre always have. Groudon's really awesome, and I like its design a lot more than I do Kyogre's. Rayquaza is just one of the coolest Pokemon ever. Like, here? Maybe here? That's about here. It's one of the coolest Pokemon ever. The coolest Mega that is not Mega Beedrill. And maybe Mega Gengar. Cool, awesome design, awesome like lore. It's just awesome, dude. Really fun cards. Like there have been Rayquaza's probably the best Pokemon in the TCG history outside of maybe Gardevoir. It's just had such a consistent streak of amazing cards, and they've always been like pretty interesting and fun to play. Jirachi is cute. I like Jirachi quite a bit. And finally, Deoxys is a really cool Pokemon that I unfortunately just don't have a lot of things to say about. It's really awesome. Love its DNA thing it's got going on, like its different forms. But I like some mythicals a lot more than that. So that is about it for now. I will be doing Gen 4 next time. And depending on how quickly I get through Gen 4, I may even do Gen 5, which is my favorite generation. But yeah, that's about it for now. Goodbye.